Hey guys, Joe here, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast, joined by Kelsey Nicole Nelson, host of Last Night Tonight. Kelsey, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Joe. I missed you. It feels good to be back. Happy Wednesday. And I just feel like this is the girl chat talk that I needed. So I'm excited to talk sports with you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you too, get another woman's perspective on these games. The NBA is incredible, but how's the week been for you?
It's been busy, but I feel like I'm probably one of the few people that are actually enjoying these days in between the games, Joe, because that means I get to catch up with the rest of my life. And so outside of Valley Sports, I do a couple different things. And so for me, I'm like, all right, Wednesday's finally here, game day, but like Monday and Tuesday were really productive. So I'm feeling great, but I am excited for tonight, especially since we have the series tied. I feel like this is a big deal, game three, and game three, we know how important that is. So it should be a good one, Joe. How are you?
I am doing good. I'm just glad to be here with you today. You're right. Game three is a pivotal game, in my opinion. What did you think of the second game? Because we haven't talked since then.
Oh my gosh, I know, because we talked before, right? Game one. And of
Yeah.
course, game one played out. We saw the Celtics be dominant, but I don't know why folks were so surprised. Did we really think that the Warriors were going to lose two at home? I mean, this is the Golden State Warriors, folks. We know how great that they can be, and we know how great they've been on home court throughout the playoffs. And I think for the Celtics, we know kind of how good they were that fourth quarter. That was a game changer for them in game one. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's exactly what the Golden State Warriors said. You guys are going to have that dominant fourth quarter again. And it really was that third quarter that once again, and we've seen this third quarter, not just this game, but a couple of games be so dominant. Because this game, it was a 2-point game at the half. Like it was low
Which is
scoring, it was
insane.
a 2-point
Yeah.
game. And then you look at that final score, you're like, if you went to sleep or anything, if you had to put the kids to bed and you're like, what happened? And that second quarter, I mean, Golden State obviously turned it on. Shout out to Jordan Poole for that 39-foot shot
Yeah.
that we got to see that made the Chase Center just go
That was
crazy.
crazy.
But it was really the turnovers. I think the Boston Celtics obviously beat themselves up. That's why this game, they're really putting a lot of emphasis on having a clean basketball game, folks. And look at that final score, 33 points. The Warriors scored off of 19 Boston turnovers. When you have that many turnovers, and they were just making ill-advised shots. They were running into traffic. Like this wasn't the Boston Celtics that we knew. And we've known the Boston Celtics for so long to be so good at defense. So I'm expecting this game three back at home for Boston to turn it on. They're going to have their fans there, the gang green, hopefully the luck of the Irish will be on their side. But yeah, game two, we saw more of a Warriors team that we know, even though there are questions about Klay Thompson, of course, and his productivity on the offensive side of the basketball. But Steph Curry, when you're led by him, things usually go pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we know the Celtics are so strong off a loss. Are you expecting them to cover the spread tonight? We got a 3.5 point spread. It has not moved at all.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. So the Celtics 6-0 folks during the playoffs, all right? So they're the bounce back kids, all right? They're the ones you knock them down, but they get back up and they come back and fight you and knock you down. And so if that trend continues, and they're 6-0 for a reason, and again, back home, I'm putting the luck on the Boston Celtics, Joe. I am, because they've proven that they can do that. And once again, they're home. Coach Ime Udoka, I think he stressed a lot about the things that they have to clean up. But once again, the Boston Celtics, I think, did a lot to themselves. And obviously, you just need to get more productivity out of those starters. Al Horford, we saw a great game one, Joe. I mean, he got to celebrate his birthday in style, right? He had a great game on his
Absolutely.
birthday. But then game two, we're like, Al, like, where are you? We need more of you. Marcus Smart, we want more of you on the opposite side of the basketball. Derek White, great game one. We needed more from you, game two. We want some of that lucky new baby luck to be rubbing off of you on the basketball court. And so I think the Celtics, yes, I think the Celtics do bounce back tonight, Joe. If they don't, game three, though, they definitely will game four. They're not going to lose two at home in Boston.
They cannot lose two at home in Boston. If they do, are they done?
Oh, it's scary, but look at this. So if Warriors go up, folks, think about it. They win those two games and the Warriors go up 3-1. As we know, NBA has shown us, usually those teams go on to win, and especially when it's the Warriors, yes, I'm going to put my luck with the Warriors, but I just don't see Boston doing that. They've been so great, and this is why Boston was my sleeper pick, because of how they are able to bounce back, because of how they turned the second half of the regular season around. Boston just, when they're on, and when they are able to have the depth that we know that they can have when everybody's healthy. And I think there's a lot of emphasis too when Robert Williams is on the basketball court, the difference that he makes having that big man there. The Warriors have to change their game plan. And so I think health is going to be a big question with them, but I am looking at him a lot. And then also if they can get somebody like Grant Williams going, he's getting into it with Draymond, but he's also one of like their energy folks. Like, like he's the guy who's going to chat in your mouth. Like he's just that guy. So if everybody, Joe, can do their job, that's prescribed to them, even if Jason Tatum doesn't have a big night, he has other guys that he can count on.
Yeah, everyone just has to do their job, and this Boston Celtics team should be able to do it, Kelsey. Anyone in particular that you're looking at for any prop bets tonight? Now, Jason Tatum, we know he has not played up to his potential in some of these games. Do you think he's going to have a better night here at home?
I do. Jason Tatum said in his press conference, he said, you have a bad day at work, right? But you don't let that carry you. What happens the next day? You're going to go try to have a better day. And if you're out there, raise your hand if you had a bad day at work. All of us have, right? But usually you're going to try not to make that a bad week, right? That bad day, you're like, man, I messed up yesterday. But I think that's what fuels athletes. That's what fuels basketball players. And I know we're talking about this conversation of Jason Tatum as a superstar or just a star. Whatever side of the spectrum that you're on, we know this kid from St. Louis plays great basketball. And I think he has been one to bounce back. We know how great he's been. His numbers continue to increase each season. And he is a main reason why the Boston Celtics are playing right now in the NBA Finals and that we're watching this team. So I do think he'll have a bounce back game, Joe. He's going to be back again. He's back on the home court, back where he's comfortable, back with fans that actually want you to win, right? And yelling for you and screaming for you. So, I think Jason knows he had a bad game, but he's one of those guys that he puts the work in. And so, I know he's a tricky one, folks, because, you get your on again, off again games with him. But I'm believing in him tonight, Joe.
Yeah, I definitely think he is going to have a nice game tonight on the home court with those home fans backing him. Now, we've got a total of 212 in this one. It's dropped down half a point.
Yeah.
We saw in game one, the Boston Celtics won at 120 to 108. That was a high-scoring game. If Boston win this one, you think we've got another high-scoring game, or do you think they're going to shut down the Warriors tonight?
That's the big question. Like you said, game one, high scoring, electric, fun to watch the Celtics. And you watch game two, and again, might have been a little slow for a lot of folks watching that game. We're looking at the score at halftime, like, come on, we want some more scoring. But this one, I think because we're tied in the series and both teams know how important game three is, I am expecting big offense tonight. All right. And especially let's watch out for Draymond Green, right? And he's out here talking about, I can do this and I can do that, He does make an impact in this game. And so hopefully he's able to stay on the basketball court. But Joe, I do think this is going to be a better game because I do think Boston will hopefully get back into a groove of having their guys bounce back. And I think especially if Al Horford can get back into some type of shooting groove, Derek White can get some sort of shooting groove, that this could be a big night for the Boston Celtics. So they just don't have to rely only on Brown and Tatum.
Absolutely. Well, I know when I watch a game, I love seeing the balls go in from deep. What style of game do you like watching, Kelsey?
Oh my God, don't we all? That's why we love Jordan Poole. Like when he made that shot, like the clock is winding down and he just shoots it off. This is why we love a pool party. This is why we love pool,
Absolutely.
Right? And this is why we love, let's be honest, the Splash Brothers. And so I'm like you do. I love those deep shots. I think this is why for us right now, we're scratching our heads about Klay Thompson. Like this is a guy that we know can shoot. This is a guy that we know can score from anywhere. I'll use Jordan Poole's word or phrase, endless range that he has. And to see him struggling, it's hurtful. But I do love the three ball, and I'm someone that preaches you live and die by the three. But in this game, you're just going to want any basket. So whether that's driving into the paint and getting the two, getting contact, and hopefully getting that and one, I do think that's going to be the hype. And especially after the last game, Joe, with how chippy things got, I do think this is going to be a more physical game. I do think we're going to see more points in the paint this game. But I'm a girl that loves, hey, that's why we love Steph Curry. We love anyone that can make those shots that the rest of us can't make.
Absolutely. Excuse my dogs there. They decided
it was
time to bark. I had to hit my heel
too. They were agreeing.
I guess
we like him too.
I guess so. Well, Kelsey, this is going to be a fantastic game. How deep do you think this series goes if Boston wins it tonight?
Oh my gosh, Joe, putting you on the spot. So if Boston wins tonight again, and the numbers have it on their side for them to bounce back tonight. Again, I don't see the Warriors. I see them at least getting one on the road. So I think we might be tied in this series, which makes it more exciting for us because many of us basketball fans, want it to go to 7 games. My initial pick, I had Warriors in 6, but I like this Boston Celtics team, Joe. And I think again after that last game, they're hearing all this negative talk about them all week in the press, and everyone's downing them out. They've been the great underdogs for a reason. So I do think Boston gets this game tonight, but I do still have the Warriors coming out of this series if they can keep getting production from guys like Looney and Wiggins, in addition to what we're seeing, of course, from Steph Curry, and hopefully Klay Thompson, especially, folks, gets back in the shooting groove.
Yeah,
it might be over for Boston.
How much do you think it fuels them being the underdog in this situation?
Oh, I think it's so much. And I think honestly, if you look at anybody, like even for me, I think what's fueled me my entire career, I love being the underdog. And that's all I've known to be. When you're an underdog, you always have to work towards something, right? You have something to prove. For the Warriors, we know how great they are. We know obviously they missed the last couple of seasons, but they've been there, they've done that. Jason Tatum, he's so young.
Yeah.
And we know how great he can be. So I think, the Boston Celtics, everybody counting them down and out. And then they're like, well, here we are, folks, and you guys are watching us. And yeah, we might not have that finals experience beforehand, but we're learning it now, in the moment. I think that's been such a crucial part, honestly, of their success thus far. And then having a rookie head coach too, does it get any better? Literally, they have the perfect storylines. I think they have that much more to prove. And they want to hang banner 18, Joe. Let's be honest. They want to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy. They know the pressure is on for them to get the job done. But when you have these young dogs and have that young dog mentality, and they're underdogs, I think that's a very dangerous team. And that's why the Celtics are where they are today.
So dangerous. It's what the best movies are made on, is teams like this winning the finals. So I can't wait to see how this game plays out tonight, Kelsey. You are crushing it with everything you're doing. Can you tell everyone? Oh, you deserve it. Can you tell everyone where to find you on all social media, as well as your shows that you have going on?
Of course. Well, Joe, you are fantastic. Thanks again so much for having me. It's always a delight. It brings a smile to my face to join you. But I am on social media, The Real K Nelson, on all social platforms, also on Facebook, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. Check out my website, KelseyNicoleNelson.com, if you want to get in contact with me. And of course, check out Last Night Tonight. We'll be doing a live show right after game 3. So stay up late with us, get your caffeine, get your coffee, whatever you need, and we'll be recapping that game. And of course, preparing for game 4. You can watch that on valleysports.com or just at Valley Sports on Twitter, and check us out on Facebook with me and Scoopy Robinson.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be tuning in tonight, Kelsey. Yes, thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you so much again for having me, Joe. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to a great game tonight.
Absolutely. Enjoy this game and have a great show tonight. I'll be tuning in. You guys make sure you tune in as well. Thank you, Kelsey.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great one. Bye, guys. Stay safe.
Bye, guys.